Well, let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, better stop. Can't play that. Oh, just cleared my ears out. I got another one, have I? Oh no, it's just yeah, close email down. That's fine. The only ones that are giving me bubbles are actually in the delete thing. Oh, that's our Linux updates done. Okay. Right, better get over to YouTube. Get me some audio library playlists. Oh man, streaming really does chug my PC a bit. Not terribly happy with that. Discover with playlists. Wait, what? That doesn't look audio library. Never mind then. Just music for content creators, is it? Go to their playlists. Yeah, I like vocals. I mean, that's a very broad category. No copyright music with vocals. In a particular style, dance and electronic? Is there dance and electronic with vocals? Yeah, let's give it a go. See what we get. Okay. That was like my website that I'm planning on building. So this cross-domain. Well, that's not the one I was planning. Cross-domain local storage was because.
Looking for royalty-free music? Discover Epidemic Sound. Get the
preferably
safest
without
music
ads, thanks. And I got my Google icons pack up. That's the site that I've been playing around with.
I can hear your voice.
So hopefully this is
I can hear your voice.
royalty free. Get Visual Studio Code open. Stop procrastinating. Okay, yeah, this music will do me for now. I can get some coding and relaxation done to this. Now what am I working on? Right, getting notebooks working. Oh, except apparently it's given me an update to numbered bookmarks and decided to throw a "what's new in numbered bookmarks" in my face. I'm assuming it's still Control-Shift number to set bookmark, Control number to go to bookmark. Yeah, okay. I didn't read it. Oops. I know what I want it for, and that's exactly what I want it for. Hitting a couple of keys and setting a bookmark, hitting a couple of others and setting and going to it. Up to 9 bookmarks per file. Yep, Delphi-style bookmarks will do for me. Thank you. Where am I at? Where am I? I should have no bookmark set for it, speaking of. So 1. Yes, we are on what needs doing. Fill in the new notebook button so that it does something. Now, do we have examples of where we're currently? Yes, home.js up here in the top right. Let's just go straight to a. Yeah, this is the page I'm focusing on, so we'll focus on that. Right. So how much of this can we just rip out? So it is an event listener. Right. Using this technique, it is using async. So should we just rip everything from async? How far do they go down?
I can hear your voice.
It's a pretty big function. A? I'm sure I selected at the bottom. Yeah, so put cursor here. Oh, it's gone onto the bracket ahead of it. That's why it's not giving me the right highlight. But it's not highlighting the bracket end either. Oh, that's not it. It is highlighting the bracket end. Of course it is. Oh, I held caps lock. Such a numpty. Well, we know we're going from there. Oh, but we... Identifying the closing bracket. Oh, goodness me. Slowpoke. What a bad start to the evening. Coding was a roguelike. That'd be a bad run. Doesn't need the reference to win. Doesn't seem to, anyway. There's too many of them. Let's do a mass replace. Window.x. Replace with X. Alright, so then we're getting the modal module, creating a new modal. Dum-de-dum-de-dum-de-dum. Appending that modal to the document body, setting x.modals.new notebook to the modal we created, and showing the modal we created. If it already exists, then we're using setting it input. So theoretically, should I not have indented all that? Okay, something is misaligned within here. Right, that's aligned. And that else is aligned. That can't be the thing that's... Okay, so that's the end of the entire handler's object. Which it shouldn't be. Yeah, we have an extra bracket. I suppose, yeah, I didn't highlight it, so... Is an open notebook going to work? Maybe. We've got to make a new one first. Has the new modal thing? Yeah, it has click events embedded in it. So let's hop over here. Did I hop over? Oh, I did indeed. Ah, the infinite echo. Anyway, so that's currently hooked up to showing the HUD. Need to change that a little bit. New notebook. No, not doing anything. Interesting. Why not? How do I actually attach that handler? Well, not that I can tell from here. So we've got a link.
Así que me gusta.
I've created the new notebook handler. That was one. am I, however, actually assigning it anywhere? What's on bookmark number 2? Okay, bookmark number 2 is in a... No, there is one in here. Okay, so yeah, text is new notebook. That's the link. I thought I had that bookmarked from the other day. Yeah, that's not assigned to anything. So we'll give it... E is short for event, so we'll hook an event up to it, and that will be this.handlers.new notebook. Oh, I didn't change the thing over, did I? Oh, sorry. I was talking about code that was on the other screen. I'm not used to this streaming thing. Anywho. Right. So now it cannot read properties of undefined new notebook at xc8.get notebook. So we're on 576. So that is exactly here. So this is the new line that I added. Oh, that could do it. Handlers might work a little better. Oh yeah, refresh the page. Assuming it feels like actually doing it. Get our HUD back open. Try the new notebook function again. Still does nothing. So let's go into sources. Get into our JavaScript subfile. And we are going for core HUD module. Okay, HUD up. Just checking I'm on the right page. Yep. Dum-de-dum-dum. Is there a go to line shortcut key in this? What about Control G? No, that's not it. Control F. Okay. Oh wait, no. Control G to do it. Control G. Yeah, go to line. Okay, 576. Awesome. Oh, actually no. Search for new notebook. That's it. We need to find here. Stick a breakpoint on it. Click it again. Is it happening? No. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see the problem. Whoops. The problem is me not using my own code correctly. So over here, I've got E. This needs to be an object, the way that I'm using my parameters. And the name of what I'm attaching the handler to needs to be stated. So, events, click event, handlers.new notebook, assign. It's more sensible. And we come back over here, refresh again. Now it's firing. So now we know it's firing, we'll take the breakpoint out and see if it's working. Right, we're getting mod.xc8 modal is not a constructor. I'm sure that's how that was working before. I'm pretty sure that was in. Well, now that we've got that bookmark in, bookmark 1 should be at the beginning of the unit. So, right at the very beginning. So we're doing get module xc8 modal. I thought that was how that worked, but perhaps that's how it would work if I was doing get class. I don't know, this is like old leftover code, so I'm not quite sure. I did think it was I'm sure that this should... What if I did... Is that how it's working? Is it assigning mod to the xc8 modal class? That seems really wrong to me. I have no problem with... Yeah, mod is not a constructor. Now other places where I've done this. So we're just, that's just using X. So then we're doing run with the X8 styler module. Okay, so nowhere in there is using get module. But we're using a few init. So yeah, like we're using init HUD and init HUD. So that checks if HUD is an object. If not, then it does HUD becomes equal to await get module. Is get module? Yeah, get module actually instantiate it. So I shouldn't be using get module at all. That's probably the problem. So I'm not trying to get the module there, am I? That should be get class.
Your words are lost on me. It's taking everything.
Oh, we're in the wrong unit. Oh, welcome
Not to
MGF.
turn around,
Okay.
throw it away. See if you'll let go of me when you're not holding me. I can see it now. Hey, when I lose, but if I'm gonna lose you, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna.
Can I just do this?
I'm like, oh shit, I've been doing this a long time. Lost in my head, I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose it.
Because, like, theoretically, there's no need to assign it to a variable first.
We playing our last fight. Now in hindsight, I don't care, I'm not gonna lose it. I'm not gonna lose this. Yeah, kinda hate myself sometimes. Everything was on the line.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That's worked. Not great layout though. It's all a bit scrunched together. I don't like the color of the cancel button. Right. So, new notebook name, happy notebook name. The input is equal to that. Footer.controls becomes equal to append a div with the cancel and create buttons in it. Ah, right. It's still using pure. Doesn't need a class there at all, really. Let's make it a secondary. It's one of my color schemes. I've got primary, secondary. And I'm assuming the create notebook button. Yeah, that's using the success class because it's green, but it doesn't need to be pure button. I'm not really using those anymore. I've taken. I am going to have pure CSS component back in like my attributions because I have used it as the basis for my stuff. Like too many of the other frameworks like Bootstrap and stuff just like yeah, they can make some pretty things, but if you want to do further customization, their stuff just messes with the stuff that you want to do. It's like no, you've committed to a fixed layout and it's really like broken for standard display now. Anyway, that's how it seems how it ends up working to me. So we need to increase some margins and or padding on this, I think. Okay, so new notebook is getting created and then it's creating a horizontal rule. So really, no, this is all. Okay, I'm pretty sure. Right. See, have I just blatantly snagged forms? Yeah. HUD inputs, modals, position, styler, menus, flex. So no, if I'm not using forms. Right. That could be why my styling is off. So I have pure min.css here, and I went through and formatted it, so it's not really the min version. I probably should just like grab the non-min version, and but I just wanted to, I just like made some macros and just pushed the key for a while until it sorted it out. It's like, search for semicolon, go right of semicolon, so like search for, press key, press enter to create new line. It's like, okay, that's working, that's been recorded as a macro on my keyboard. Keep pressing it again. It's a bit slower than it would be. Like Delphi macros were like instant, it would apply the actions without any form of delay. That's really what you want with coding, but because my macros, like, that's not built into non-premium coding tools, so you can't just like say, okay, so this document can actually be reformatted through this sequence of keystrokes once you're locating it. So locate this character and then perform these actions, and it will always get the line correct. And like, that was a nice thing for Delphi macros, because then after that you just like hold down the play macro button until the entire file is done, and it's done pretty quickly. But using like a gaming keyboard recorded macro, well, that's actually got the weight in it. So it's like physically pressing the keystrokes, and like the other one was built into the editor, so it was performing the actions on the text rather than physically pressing the keystrokes, including the delay. Because like if it's gaming macros, you want the delay to be accurate, because like you press the key and then it's got like a 1 second global cooldown or something, and then you press the next key and that's got a different, then you've got the 1 second global cooldown again, and then you press the next key, and you might be needing to compensate for lag, like if the timing for when the player presses it matters, but it's just a downside for coding. Ramble on. Okay, so we are looking for pure form related stuff. Okay, so we've got the form input, all the stylings for things that are part of pure forms. So okay, so that's all of the pure form stuff. It is like, I'm supposed to be hold shift and click there to select the lot, and then create a new file in here. Well, actually, I've just got a specificity web page open up on the other monitor. New file, forms.css, and then just, okay, that's not, I thought I cut, but I copied. Control C, copy please, and paste that. Oh yeah, I just didn't. And then text replace. Replace pure dash with nothing, please. There we go. Because like that's kind of extraneous. If I want to use pure form, I don't want to prefix absolutely everything with pure, because that's just like an awful lot of text bulk. Like, that's more than doubling the amount of text required for form. Right, so we save that. Get rid of pure out of here, and let's just make sure. So we found all the standard pure form stuff. Is pure form aligned?
Relax, darlings. Websites, hosting, domains. I own this.
Yeah, that looks like it was part of the
Websites hosting
pure form
domains,
normal
IONOS.
section. So I think we've got it.
You've been on a mission to take my pride
Yeah,
away from
should be good.
you. Don't
Which means that we just need to.
and you live with your
So we've got welcome MGF. No, is it the? It's not this that we need, is it? Where are we loading our CSS? It's in welcome.html.php. Ah, right, yes. That's our welcome CSS file. And we've just got like loads of import URLs on. There's some banging tunes in this free audio library. I can cope with this. Still kind of like hobbyist level development. I feel like, you know, I haven't got a structured plan, and we haven't had like meetings that give me confidence and like clear goals on what's needed next. Okay, so let's see. The next thing to test. I'm like, oh, I suppose I was testing display, wasn't I? So, need to see. So I'm kind of aiming for mobile first, which is why I've got this like narrow strip on the side. Although actually, like for mobile, if I was on my phone, I would want the HUD down there. So I suppose I should do that. Okay, so that form alignment thing does like possibly help a little. It looks more immediately usable. I'm not actually 100% sure that I like it that much. I'm thinking I might like this more. Right, we've got our label and our input. Those are the only things. And they're inside of a div that's class control group. So obviously following the example of how to do it in pure forms, but I don't really like the name label being above the name box. I'd be fine with them being in the same. Now, like, a good way to do it would actually probably be tables, but I don't feel like that would really be the approved way. So I feel like I should take this control group div. And like, okay, I don't care about it being a control group, really. And like, honestly, if the forms thing isn't gonna fix it for me, then forget it. I suppose I should keep the attribute thing because I'm still gonna want it. But I want it to be a flex row, and I know I've got a class for that. I'm not 100% sure on the capitalization for it, however. I got XCH styler open. No, I haven't. It's okay, it's right here. Yeah, it is capital R. Oh, sorry. Dee-dum. Do we need a div under that, or can I just have the label and the input as the flex items? I think I can just have them as the flex items, can't I? So theoretically, that should give us a div with a flex row and 2 flex items in it. I think I want text line right on the label. Let's try it with 0.2 rems padding as well. I'm not going to put the same constraints on the input. See if that like sizes and proportions them correctly. So then I could add additional rows. I don't think it would actually necessarily size them right, not doing it like this. I should probably actually do it as 1 flex row with 2 flex columns in it. And I can do that actually by making these not just flex items. No, if I had additional items, then I should create 2 columns. I'm not going to end up wanting 2 items on this form though, so it's fine. Let's see if that puts the name label to the left. Yes, so we've got name, bit of padding around the name so it's not like wedged up against either things. And yeah, I'm happier with that. So if we do new notebook name test, click create notebook, does that do anything? No, okay, because we're missing X8 window. So yeah, because this is taken from before I had the dynamic module loading. So I like working with modules. They're good. I'd rather just work with them dynamically so that like it doesn't load stuff unless the person like wants to use that stuff. So what are we doing next? We are looking for where is X8 window attempted to be invoked. Well, right where we were pretty much. So let's, on the create buttons, click event. Unsurprisingly. How much more are we doing? Well, it's fine. We just need to... Right, well, that's where we're working. Actually, no, it's not like the primary goal, so let's make that bookmark 2. I suppose I did previously have that as a reference, but in general I try and start my references at bookmark 4, so that I can have 3 primary locations with bookmark 1, 2, and 3, and if there's reference points, then I try and do them as 4, 5, and 6. And that leaves me like 7, 8, 9 is generally unused, but potentially available. So what, right, yes. Making this async. And reconfiguring this to be new await x.get class, x8 window. And then it immediately refereing its .element property. Oh, those are the parameters for the x8. Yeah, don't erase those. Why are you not liking my use of await? Declared it as an async function. Hit F8. What don't you like about it? Expression expected. Oh. Brackets it. Okay, so is that likely to have actually worked? I don't know. Theoretically, looks like there shouldn't be any more dependency-based issues. Unable to create notebook. A notebook with this name already exists. Okay. So, right, I'm obviously not picking up existing notebooks. I thought I was. Is it Notebook Manager? Let's actually. Is it Application? Local storage. We've got notebooks. Test. But we don't actually have the notebook. There should be an additional storage. Do we actually have? No, we have nothing in session storage. Didn't think so. There should be an NB test. If test exists, then NB test as a key should exist with the actual content of the notebook. But does not appear to. So, Notebook Manager. No, we're not there yet. We are HUD. HUD is what creates the notebook menu. Might do it through Notebook Manager. Right, so we've got Show HUD. If the actions are null, then set the actions to settings and notebooks. Notebook uses icon as label. Action. Right, if it is creating notebooks, then it does event manager show notebooks. So show notebooks should be what's generating our list. We got x8 head.get notebooks. Oh, the joys. Bookmark that for a moment. Saving 1, 2, and 3 for something to work on. This is an appropriate song, isn't it? Yeah. Plenty of people should be watching this and thinking, I don't care. Why is he trying to add the ability to give people a local storage notebook on the webpage? Well, if they want to make notes while they're on my website, I want to make notes while I'm on my website, frankly. So, if I can just have user notes that don't get sent to the server, just stored against the website, that'd be great. I can build it into the website. It's not available on the browser or anything. You'd have to download and pay for a separate notes application, and then create a notebook in that notes application that's titled, I don't know, the name of the website that you're currently visiting. And then store your notes for that, and then you could create new notebooks or new pages. You'd need titled notes, and you'd need to set the titles to the sub-page within the notebook, which is the domain. Oh, why don't you just give me the ability to take notes against domain locations? So if I revisit them, look at where you made notes. You made a note while you were on this page. Oh, brilliant feature built into browsers. But no, can't have it. What if I paid you premium money for it? No, we're not putting your ideas in it. It'd be really useful though. Well, make it yourself then. Oh, I'll just build it into my website, and your browser doesn't need to have it. Anyway, Where were we? Yeah, don't care. Show notebooks. Get notebooks. Like, do I really care? Like, you know, maybe not. That's probably the problem. I have a theory of how I want to help the world, but like, do I feel like it deserves it? Is it a treat? It's not a reward. It's just like, please, just like, do something sensible here. This is how you could do something sensible. Oh, you're saying I'm not doing good enough already? It's like, well, you know, most people generally accept that humanity as a whole could do better and may well destroy the world, but if you just don't care, then whatever. Me neither. Best way to be, right? It's completely distracted me. That's why I don't get much done. It's like thinking. Not always a healthy actor. So get notebooks is, if notebook div isn't already defined, then it sets out, presumably there's like a otherwise. So if it has been designed, we do set up style, position absolute, so it always runs this on it first, right? So the show HUD feature makes sure it's showing the HUD in the right position. If the HUD already exists, it'll set all the position up. So basically, changing HUD features and then calling show HUD will apply the features. That works for me. What is the actual creation segment that we've got? Yeah, we are just creating. Yeah, okay, that explains it. Where's the end of that loop? So no, we are then doing notebook list becomes equal to. Okay, so the list is the first child, which is this UL. And notebooks is then the list of notebooks. Retrieve the notebooks. Does it? Wait. So append to child. So main is applying notebook div. Notebook list is that. We're going through the. Okay, yeah. Like, oh, hang on. No, there is code in there. Right, so that's getting iNotebook, and then appending list items to. So it should be. This doesn't appear to be happening though. Right, so this is bookmark 1, where we are currently working. And more specifically, append child. So let's hop back over here and inspect. List item. Menu item, menu link, reference blank, text iNotebook, and iNotebook should be the array index value of the item that was split out. Okay, need to breakpoint this. Breakpointing is just so handy. It's like this looks like it should be getting the right results. Are we in HUD? We are in HUD. What line are we on? 595. So Control G again. 595. And we need to see if this loop is applying. So I want one on the loop itself. And then we'll use the appropriate key.
You've got a dream. You want to use your talent
so
and ambition to make a difference. With inspiring teaching, first-class facilities, and real-world experience. Make it real at Derby. Search University of Derby Open Days.
So get notebooks is getting called. Get notebooks is what creates the new notebook button. So like oh, that's not. No, it's this. Okay, yeah, so we're in to debugging. It's already been created at this point. So we need to refresh. Make sure I'm on the right page. Right, and now it hasn't triggered. I have got a breakpoint on Get Notebooks. Why hasn't Get Notebooks? Right, if I click it now, right, now it's fired, but it's already got the list up. Why didn't it fire the first time? Just run. Refresh the page. Click. No. It says no. No, I'm not hitting this code. I'm creating a new notebook button with the post ad icon without hitting the code that creates the... How? Okay, debug's supposed to be handy. And have I got any other code at all? This is what's actually creating the new notebook button. New modal becomes equal to... Nope, that's the title for the new notebook modal. So this is the only place that creates a new notebook button, and it's not getting created. I'm imagining it. According to the debugging. We refresh the page. We hit begin. We've got this up. It's got breakpoints on it. We click the button. Oh, and now it decides to breakpoint. Okay, so now we're creating notebook div. We get notebook list equals first child. We retrieve the notebooks. This is actually where we wanted to do that. If notebooks. Okay. There's the problem. Ah, yep, there's the problem. I'm trying to retrieve notebox. Wrong camera. Yeah, that's the one. Such a... yeah. Typos can be deadly. Shouldn't need these anymore. Okay. Yep. Notebox to notebooks, and now all of a sudden we have the test notebook. And clicking on the test notebook does not work, which isn't a terrible surprise, really. So we've got the handler is open notebook. Select word, Control F. And here we have open notebook. And open notebook is presumably, yep, old school. So we want bracket, not pointy brackets, empty, standard brackets, and await x dot get class x8 window. Get rid of that. Hey? Well, and now that's not working. Oh, well. I mean, yeah, that function does need to be asynchronous if I want to use await in it. Is that what you're telling me? intermediate value is not a constructor. Suppose if it's just like, yeah, it was just like, I'll just pretend await isn't there. Okay, that hasn't gone well. Yeah, I didn't think this is my first use of the X8 window class, I believe, and it kind of shows. It has created something. Is a div class window handler ID MB test opacity not wrong. So okay, looks like the basic setup's there. What am I missing? I'm missing something. This is free audio. Like, I'm quite impressed with this audio library playlist track set so far. I mean, it's not quite my preference, but it's fine. Overall, relatively positive as well. Approved of by society. Music. Or something like that. Right, anyway, we need to fix up X8 window by the looks of it. Maybe. Combination of X8 window and the style. Do we have? Menus, forms, HUD, inputs, modals. Have we got window? I would imagine... were there styles for window? Oh, so we've got window... Oh! Key lag! Right, so you aren't window. So we should have a class of window. Let's check global. Right, okay. Yeah, the global is not what I'm after, I don't think. Let's just do a search in styles. Find it folder. Okay, so we do indeed have an X8 window.css. Why did I not spot that? Why did I close the styles folder? Where was styles? It's in public, isn't it? Yeah, there. Ah, there's X8 window. So it's not categorized yet. We've got window header. We have... that doesn't really... I'm not really using... I don't know, I suppose it might be appropriate for calling it X8 window, since it's being used for X8 window. It does make sense. That does mean if I want the styles from it to apply, I kind of need to include that style sheet. Let's see what that does. Nothing. But we do have reference errors. Okay, including... oh, of course, because in spite of it being X8 window, it's not actually in the X8 folder, is it? So let's just see if it works before we worry about moving it. The whole X8 notebook is not defined, it's going to need sorting. Oh, that's better. Yeah, and it moves around. So that's the little that's what X8 window was designed as, mostly. It looks like the styling on the close button's a bit off. So that's notebook test, but it doesn't have the actual notebook content, but that will be due to this XE8 notebook is not defined error. That's the thing, you know, like I did some development, did some stuff like that window sort of concept. I made it and I've not really used it yet. After making the window in a page as a capability, I then turned it into a class in order to make it a reusable component, and this is my first implementation of that component, so I'm not really like expecting it to work straight off the bat. It's just like what I hacked out. This is my first pass run of code as such, right? So we're making WinNB test. Where we this reference error is line 173, so it's specifically here. Of course it is. We're doing new XE8 notebook, but we're not doing that type of stuff anymore. Oh no, we're not. No, this needs to become an await x.get class XE8 notebook, because that will deal with it for us. So our X unit has like get module and get class. Now get class, like, you know, you can, it does have case statements in there. Oh, I really should, I suppose, put a comment in. The ex-Californian says window add support for the
brand new music videos from today's hottest artists, brought to you every Friday on YouTube Music's released playlist.
Window style div. Yeah, I am gonna say in XE8 window specifically. I might want to tweak that a little bit. For one thing, it's not like respecting dark mode or using any of the predefined colors. Right, okay, so XE8 window.mjs is in the UI subfolder, so I'm fine with that. I don't want it to be called, I don't want the CSS to be called XE8 window, so let's just rename that to just window. And it's lowercase window, sorry. And then I am going to create a new folder in the XE8 styles folder called UI, and stick window in there. Hey, have you not moved it in there? No, you just moved it into the parent folder. Did I miss? In UI, please. Anyway, so now we change styles. XE8 UI / window. And really, while we're at it, forms is UI, isn't it? Menus is UI. The HUD is UI. Well, that's actually like developed an interesting point. I'm not going to put that in there, and I haven't actually got a class for menus. There's no class for XE8 form either, so I'm going to put window in there because it's used by a specific window class, which is in the XE8 UI subfolder. These other ones, however, okay, modals. Yeah, there's a modals thing, but I haven't got anything specific for inputs. HUD is part of the core. So I'm not going to move those into the subfolder, but if I'm moving the modals file, I need to actually do it. Okay. We're shuffled. But we're still getting XE8 get client XE8 notebook is not a known module name and no path was provided. Oh no. I was doing a get class on it, wasn't I? Interesting. So we've got Notebook Manager. Am I doing... Let's check. Right. We've got Notebook Manager. And is Notebook Manager actually doing stuff? Oh, I really should have my chat up, shouldn't I? Just in case. Just talking to myself and being ignorant. Sorry, now I'm on my phone, so you're not seeing anything. Oh, stop being stupid, phone. Okay, back out of the search. Oh, fine. Annoying. Cannot access bookmarks unless already on page. Google's like, you want to do a Google search, don't you? So I just want to go to a bookmark, actually. It's like, oh, you have to go to like a page first. Anyway. Okay, I now have chat available. So if anybody's said anything so far, sorry, I haven't seen it. Repeat yourself and I will. But I don't think I've got viewers anyway. Well, not doing anything impressive. Just working on fixing the world because we feel like God asked us to. Yeah, I shouldn't say we, should I? I'm not royalty. Sweet death juice. I mean coffee. Can't be positive about it, you know. I have a touch of respect for spiff. I did, for quite a while, I was wondering if it was safe. I do also drink Yorkshire tea, so I was drinking my Yorkshire tea, and yes. Having like a cup of tea in the morning, and then making a pot of coffee, and then swapping to tea again after I'd finished the coffee. So it's like, is it acceptable to drink coffee if you surround yourself in a tea buffer? Does that make it safe? Can you exploit the coffee is not allowed system? Does tea fix the problem of coffee by drinking both? Can you redeem your soul from having drunk one? Sorry, I might have taken that too far. So, right, that's where we were. Notebook Manager. Does Notebook Manager somehow sub-handle the actual XE8 Notebook class? I mean, it does use the XE8 Notebook class, and we have got the get notebook function. So if we do get book notebook with name, what does that do? It gets the names, gets a result. If it has names, then it checks if the names list that we have has that in the index. It goes through it, and then for each one it creates a new notebook. But this has a to-do note of finish this. Is this working? I need to know. So we're getting the name out. We're assigning the private sub-object array element. It is an object, isn't it? Yeah, it's an object. So we're setting the property called name, so that the notebook is a new. So the new XE8 notebook is created as an object under the hashtag notebook object, which means that it'll be retrieved. If we do get notebook name, this isn't checking if the notebook exists first, though. Yeah, this is definitely unfinished because res is set to null, and then we're returning res, but we're not setting res in here anywhere. So we are creating the new notebook, retrieving the data from where it should store it in NB plus notebook's name, and then if NB data is not null, the notebook that it's created imports it, and it does that for all notebooks. So when you call get notebook, all it does is fetch all notebooks. It doesn't give you the one you asked for back for it. this dot names will be firing get names. So if there are no names, then retrieve the names. Otherwise, and if the retrieve was null, then, or if the retrieve was successful, not null, because it will return null if there was no entry for it, then hashtag names becomes an array derived from the comma separated split. That just makes sure that it doesn't repeatedly perform processing by fetching the result into a variable. If it got successes, yeah, I don't want to be doing this every time. What we should be doing is hang on. So this is then checking if the name is one of the names. Why is it? It doesn't need to be doing all notebooks. If we're saying get notebook and specifying a name, then we can just check if we've got it. So this first we need to check if this dot hashtag notebooks iname. No, not iname, just name. If we already have an in-memory created notebook for it, so we're actually going to use our xClass function, basically an accelerator function. If that's not defined, right, then we can consider doing at least some of this. I honestly don't think I was quite on the right track the first time round with that, to be honest. Okay, so if it hasn't got it, then we check that it has at least got a list of notebook names. If we did get a list of notebook names, then check if the notebook that we have is one of them. But we're not then checking that. So we should then be doing if idx is greater than or equal to 0. And like from what this is doing, we don't need to do it on a for loop. I'm sure, I know why I was thinking that, more of a like something that should be done as part of the initiation of the entire object. Well, like if it's going to be done anyway. You know, instantiate all notebooks when first loading the first thing, but let's just load the notebook when the person requests it. So great. So I'm hoping that new X8 notebook. Oh well, yeah, that'll just create the raw object, and then we set NB data, which we need to actually declare as a var if we're going to use it that way. We retrieve the value for the notebook name, and that's actually JSON if I remember rightly, but should be formatted correctly because it's got like export as well or save or something. So yeah, then we're importing the data that was stored under it if it was there. Right, and let's go back to X8 HUD.
With this fear, I can leave
doing open notebook. So we don't want to do create a new notebook. So we're creating a window for it. That's fine. Setting Windows ID attribute. Now we're trying to create V notebook as equal to that. So can we just replace that? Do we have our notebook name? It's this.childnodes.node value, isn't it? So what we actually want to do here is await x dot get module. Hang on a minute. Media manager, init notebook manager. Let's just make sure we've got that. Var noteman and then we can do, doesn't need to be var anymore, just a comma, get rid of the semicolon. The notebook becomes equal to noteman. Child node value around. So notebook manager dot get notebook, wasn't it? And we passed that. Yeah, just the name of the notebook, which should be that. And then we are doing append child. Let's just have a quick double. Yeah, if I remember rightly. Right. So our problem now is that we're returning res. So what we need to do to make that, we expect this to potentially fail if they try and do get notebook. I mean, it shouldn't in practice, because we're only calling get notebook on something which is retrieved and told us the notebook is there. But I know in this case the actual data isn't. That shouldn't cause a problem. It'll still create hopefully the notebook elements, but we do want to throw an exception on the occasion.
Keep your sound on with your screen off and listen
where we don't find
Try YouTube Premium on
a notebook by the name. So throw x8 notebook manager slash get notebook. Notebook of name quotes name does not exist. I'll just throw that error. Be fine for now. And that way we can just say return this dot hashtag notebooks name, because if it isn't defined, well, if it is defined, if it isn't defined, define it, or throw an error if it's not going to happen. And that means that by the time it gets here, it either won't get here or it'll get here, and hashtag notebooks by name will exist. Except for the fact that I've got that incorrectly still on iname, and that's still on iname, and that's still on iname. Oops, name. Cool song. Yeah, let's just fix the world in a night. No, we're not even fixing the world, are we? We're just making a notebook thing. That's, well, you know, gotta start somewhere. Well, accurately organize your notes. How do you expect to be able to fix the world? Intermediate value is not a constructor at x.get module. Initiate HUD 173. Oh. So init notebook manager. That's what's failing. If notebook manager is an object, the notebook manager is not an object, the notebook manager becomes. I moved something. So get module. Yeah, so we'll be setting the owner because we're not setting that. We're not setting the source URL either, but we shouldn't need it. So if the module doesn't have its own property called the name, then module becomes equal to new, get class. And in the case of, oh, it's our dreaded friend, the notebok again. It's like a springbok, only digital and harder to kill. No, seriously, it's partly like a flaw of my keyboard. My keyboard, it's a Sidewinder X6, so it's kind of lovely. But it was £2.50 from a charity shop, so some of the keys aren't quite right, and like those are like the ones in the top right of the keyboard, like I and O. Kind of like sometimes they just fail. In general, I have fixed it by developing harder key presses, but it's not perfect. Maybe I should be using a different keyboard, but like other than that, it feels pretty good. That has just wasted like a decent amount of my time, potentially. Let's see if loading the module. No. What? Right, so this now says notebook manager. Okay, maybe I should check. Let's just see. I have been using Control F5 to refresh the page. But let's get X open from the core, and this is get class, and it does now say notes notebook manager. Google Chrome has recently developed a bad habit. Control F5 no longer forces a refresh, so like if that doesn't do it for you, a lot of the time it will, but some of the times it won't, and you have to come into network on the debug tab and do right click clear browser cache, and that will cause it to ignore the browser cache, just like the control key used to up until one of the previous versions recently. Like control F5 used to clear the cache and do a fresh fetch. Doesn't anymore on Google Chrome. Always works on Firefox still, but I actually kind of prefer using Chrome, apart from the fact that they're making essential features awkward to use. Control F5 was a perfectly good solution.
Keep the vibe
like
going.
having Control F5 sometimes do it, but other times just not. It's like frustrating.
Upgrade to YouTube Music Premium. Uninterrupted music dedicated to you. Try 1 month free.
Dum-de-dum-de-dum. I don't get it then. Why is the intermediate value is not a constructor?
I'm losing my mind, feeling that kind of love. I feel like a deep hole. You give me something that I can't give you here. Tell me what you're thinking. I need to know you're feeling. If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my fantasy. Here I am.
Well, what's going on with this? Why is this setting res? Okay, yeah, no, then classes becomes equal to res name, return.
Deep inside, and I feel like I don't need you. Sun shining, and all these good times. We know we had something. Don't feel the vibe. My head in the clouds, I don't know where we go. I feel like it's changed, love. I'm losing my mind, feeling that kind of love. I feel like a deep hole. You give me something that
So get classes on X8 window
tell me what you're
works.
thinking. I need to know you're feeling. If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my fantasy. Here I am, falling down, crashing down, and I feel like I don't need you. Here I am, falling down.
You're not firing a second time?
And I feel like I don't need
Well, this is supposed to fire open notebook, isn't it?
my head in the clouds, I don't know where we go. I feel like it's changed, love. I'm losing my mind, feeling that kind of love.
Yeah, okay, so open notebook is definitely firing the first time. Right, is it because it's the creation of the V when you actually had the bookmark up there, probably? For the second click?
If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my
Right, which means that, yeah, that's why it's not working. The second click doesn't go through the creation process again, because WinMV did get successfully created.
Here I am, falling down, deep inside, and I feel like I don't need you.
So we only get one go. We need to F. Whoa, okay. Let's see if we can F10 through it. So yep, so we have successfully appended that. Do we get to init notebook manager? Apparently not.
Tell me what you're thinking. I need to know you're feeling. If you crush on me, you need to know my story. But don't get too close to me, cause I need my fantasy. You give me something that I can't give you here. Tell me what you're thinking. I need to know you're feeling.
Well, that's a terrible place to indicate that I had a breakpoint. I didn't have a breakpoint there.
Don't get too close to me, cause I
Anyway.
need my fantasy. Here I am, falling down, crashing down.
You know what, I'm just going to get rid of this breakpoint. I don't need it.
Here I am, falling down, deep
Right,
inside.
so we step into it, init notebook manager. And we see it doesn't exist. Let's step into get module. step into get class.
You don't even know me like that.
And that's just come straight into here.
Come a little closer like that. Staying up all night, throwing drinks back. Blue eyes smiling while you're cursing. I admit it's working.
I'm seeing where that's going, and I'm coming back in.
Don't care, you're crazy, it's perfect. Shaky and I'm slurring, 'cause I'm nervous.
Actually, notebook manager. Notes. So, is that in the correct place?
It's you, oh you, the second I saw you. I'm nervous that it's you.
Yeah. MGS. So we are passing the source to it around. What is... Can I get insight? No? I can't get visibility on it. Unit. Syntax. Unexpected reserved word. Well, I'm pretty sure. Hey. So res equals await import. For some reason on the XE8 Notebook Manager is failing because of an unexpected reserved word. But it's setting a variable equal to await import. What's reserved about that? I mean, those are both reserved words, I think. I know await is. But it shouldn't be unexpected. Like init other stuff works. We're starting off with init client. Just like I'm gotta be missing something. These are all like we're definitely getting the HUD, and we use init HUD. So if not HUD is object, then HUD becomes equal to await get module the HUD module. If the only possibility is that the actual XE8 Notebook Manager itself could be there's an unexpected reserved word in this unit. That's all I can think of. I suppose we could, is there a way that we can try and get around that? That's not what's having the problem there. Like, Notebook Manager. X8 has like 173 init Notebook Manager, and then just gonna make sure that it's not actually the second half of the line. Alright, yeah. That's the vitally essential chat of 4.ngo. Exactly the same message that we saw in our church chat. So, YouTube bots, it's a real problem. Just like randomly stream with no audience, and they're just bots coming on and blabbing company names and companies that, like, you know, if you find out who vor.ngo is, do you get in trouble for it? You know, is there anything anyone will do about them sending spam? Probably not. Completely lost where I was again. This, which, like, really, I don't think should be failing. But if I put a breakpoint in, like, here, I suppose here even, and refresh the page. Okay. So here we see that we are calling X8 client, and we are doing await import, and it's fine. The source URL is .x8 client because it's in the same directory as the X module in the core folder. We've got JS X8 core and just that stuff in there. And it works fine. So we run again, and then we see that we're calling it with X8 styler. Like, works. And X8 FX and works. And we're done for now. and we init the HUD. And that X8 HUD gets created by getClass.
Watch drumming tutorials without Wi-Fi and jam uninterrupted.
We'll
Try
click
YouTube
test.
Premium on us.
And we go X8 window. No problems. Init Notebook Manager. Let's do getClass. X8 Notebook Manager. Nope. Nope, doesn't work. Why not? So, Notebook Manager is a unit. It's a module. It does export class Notebook Manager. X8 window. One that we know, another one of the ones that we know is export class. X8 window extends X8 component. This extends X8 object. Let's see how our formatting is doing. Opening bracket is closing bracket. Has a constructor. Constructor's opening bracket is closing bracket. Handler's opening bracket is closing bracket. We have the create notebook function as the only one, which looks properly closed. I mean, that shouldn't even be getting shouldn't be an issue as yet. I don't get it. Right, let's see. Can I just completely cheat? Let's see if I can find a way. Try and hack it in and see if it'll give me like. Just put it in directly and do from. Well, no, it'll be out notes. So now, theoretically, we're directly importing the unit, and init Notebook Manager could just become create a new X8 Notebook Manager with this as the owner. I suppose it should actually be, is it X8 root? Or is it just root? I think it's X8 root. Yeah, it's X8 root with a capital R. Oh, yeah. Let's come back in here and comment that, shall we? Yeah. Okay. So now we're getting at least like unexpected reserved word. Notebook Manager line 17. Oh, we've got an await in the constructor. Can we have an asynchronous constructor? And do we want one if we can? why are we doing init client? I'm guessing we're using x.client, or are we just making sure that it exists? Yeah, so the handlers require x.client to exist, as does get names. Okay, well let's just find out then if we can have no, surely you can't have it. Surely you can't have an asynchronous constructor. So does that become a potential issue? What are we doing after we initiate handlers? Nothing else. So, I mean, we don't need an init client there. We need client, like the handler's not assigned yet, so we can have that code in the handler, fine. But when we do something that assigns the handler, so when we create a new notebook, a new notebook needs to be async. I'm assuming new notebook is non-functional. Okay, notebook manager is like really not actually finished, is it? So that what assigns the handler then?
I'm on site. I'm not afraid to die. How you know?
It's just the create notebook.
Just white light. White light.
In that case,